family, other family members. So thank you for coming tonight for our kinder first grade concert. They've been working very hard for a long time for this special concert, and they have very special qualifications for it. I was thinking. So this is the story about the koala who could, and Mrs. Lemons and Mrs. Mayberry will explain a little bit more about that, but it's all about this special koala and all of their songs. So right now, because I know this is like the hardest thing to do for kinder and first graders, right now we're going to give you an opportunity to get your pictures in. So kindergarten and first graders, wave, parents, grandparents, take those pictures, big smiles. Might have to who is our music teacher, and she will explain the rest of the concert. Please enjoy.
Thank you very much for coming. This is the first time I've ever done a concert that's based on a book, so I'm very excited to see how this plays out. And our kids have done an amazing job getting ready and preparing for this concert. Just a little bit of background. Actually, Miss Nancy Payton, who's also running our sound tonight, also runs our reading nook area when we have our conferences, and it will happen again. And we have a book fair. And at the book fair, I found this book called The Koala Who Could. Mindy, could you hang? Yeah, there we go. Yep. And I was like, this is such a cool book. And as I flipped through it, I was like, I have a song for that. I have a song for that moment. I have a song for that moment. And so I was like, let's just do a concert based on the book. So we're trying it for the first time. I hope you enjoy. We learned so much about koalas in this process. Some koala facts that you might want to know. Koalas have 2 thumbs and 3 fingers. So that's kind of interesting. Koalas eat only eucalyptus leaves, and they kind of look like this, which is kind of neat. And eucalyptus leaves are actually poisonous to humans, so we only consume them in very small amounts, and actually it's in our medicine. So if you're ever next to a koala, they kind of smell like cough medicine to us, because that's what we use eucalyptus for. And many, many other facts, and hopefully your kids brought some of those facts home. So Mindi Mayberry, who is one of our kindergarten teachers, will be narrating our book throughout this concert. And you will see our kids show some of that narration and sing when it's an appropriate time in the scene. Before we get started with all of that, I would like to thank our principal, Miss Danielle Feeney, for all of the hard work and support that she has for our school and music program. I would also like all of us to recognize and applaud for all of the teachers. There are many teachers in this room for High Plains, and paras and helpers and aides and student teachers. So if you are one of those, please stand and be recognized. I would also again like to recognize Miss Nancy Payton, who runs our sound for pretty much every concert or event we do, and she's amazing at it. And then I'd also like to thank our janitorial staff, which we have pretty set in stone now, hopefully, and we have a few of them running around here tonight will be helpful, but this took a lot of time to set up, so we would love some help tearing down at the end of the concert as well. Without further ado, here's the Koala Who Could. The Koala Who Could, by Rachel Bright, illustrated by Jen Steele. In a wonderful place, where the day was just dawning and the breezes blew soft on a warm golden morning. In a place where the creatures ran wild and played free, a koala named Kevin clung to a tree. A nicer gray fella you never would meet, as soft as a soft thing from ear tufts to feet. His favorite way to relax in the sun was to cling and to nap and to munch a leaf bun. After all this, well, he'd need a nice rest. Yes, Kevin liked sticking to what he knew best. You see, high up was safe since he liked a slow pace, while the ground down below seemed a frightening place. Too fast and too loud and too big and too strange. Nope, Kevin preferred not to move or to change. So he clung to his tree as he knew what to do and was never too keen to try anything new. So when Wombat stopped by and one day shouted, "Hey, Kevin, why don't you come down here and play?" I think, he replied, I should stay on my plant. I'm busy right now, so no, I'm sorry, I can't. Why not? Cried the Ruse with a super loud cheer. Yes, why? Called the Dingoes. There's nothing to fear. But Kevin, who'd never been one to act fast, said, I've got clinging to do, but it's nice that you've asked.
I
watching them chatter and share, a part of him wished he could join in down there. But he knew he'd miss home. It was dark and so late. The whole thing was risky. Adventure could wait. Whatever the invite, he'd always say no. Oh dear, it seemed Kevin just couldn't let go. So his life was the same, no matter the day. The weeks came and went, and the months rolled away. And Kevin stayed still while the world moved around, until he awoke to a worrying sound. The sound went, well, this was a blow. Oh no! Unclean, the crowd called, which had gathered below. Leap and we'll catch you, just let yourself go. But Kevin was scared. Let go? No, I shan't. I won't, shouted Kevin. Oh dear, I just can't. Woof. Down came the tree, and with it bringing crash and a wallop. A Kevin still clinging. Kevin, he carefully opened one eye and looked up at the love staring down from the sky. Then one paw by one paw, he loosened his hold. He felt springy and light and happy and bold. The worst he could think of had now come to pass, and he was just fine. Why, he felt first class. So when Wombat leaned over and held his paw out, Kevin no longer felt worry or doubt. When Dingo asked, now will you come out to play? The crowd all joined in with a, what do you say? And even though this wasn't part of his plan, Kevin replied, yes, I think that I can. And Kevin from then on was always can do, because life can be great when you try something new. for your applause. Let's have one more big round of applause for all of our bison on stage. We are very, very lucky at High Plains to have such supportive parents and such amazing kids, such dedicated teachers, such an amazing administration, very thoughtful people in our lives. So thank you again for coming tonight. The night is not totally over though. We've got a few logistical things to move around since there's quite a few of us in here tonight, which is good, by the way. Happy that there's so many here. So we have a very special guest here tonight, and the kids don't know this, but Bison, don't forget you're still on stage, so stay in your spot. Close your eyes. Oh, they did it. Good. Keep them closed. Keep them closed. I know, no cheating. Okay, and our special guest will come around the corner, but you all can't react because then they'll react. Chain reaction. Don't you leave that spot, Bison. All right, on the count of 3, you may uncling your hands from your face and you may wave hello to Mr. Kevin. 1, 2, 3. So Kevin is here. He came all the way from Australia to come see us, and Kevin is going to be over in this area, right over here. Zach, can you raise your hand and wave and say hello? This is Mr. Zach Miller. Thank you for waving, that's so kind. And Mr. Zach Miller is going to help. If you would like to take a picture of your child, especially since they're in their performance gear, with Mr. Kevin, we'll kind of create a line of that so that you can have your moment with him. If you could please, and I'm talking more to the adults, Bison, please do not forget to be quiet. If you are sitting on a chair that folds up, that does need to go down the kindergarten hallway. All of those little chair racks are over there. If you are interested in getting in line for Kevin, it will actually go this way, down this hallway, which is kind of weird. So we'll curl around so that we can still get our chairs out. Logistical nightmare. Yeah. Thank you again for coming tonight. One more round of applause for our kiddos.